Now, topic number 2 is a bigger story in a way. We thought it was all going to be about Reverend Right, Reverend Wrong, Reverend this, Reverend that, Romney being a fall guy. Comes out today that a literary booklet, a promotional booklet put out in 1991 by Obama's then literary agent, said that Barack Obama was born in Kenya. That's right. Now, it hit the sites today. It's all over the sites. Exclusive. Obama's literary agent in 1991 booklet said that he was born in Kenya and raised in Indonesia and Hawaii. This came out on Breitbart.com. And it says Andrew was never a birther, and Breitbart News is a site that has never advocated the narrative of birthism, blah, blah, blah. Nevertheless, the literary publication, the promotional brochure by the agent in 1991, before Obama was a senator, before he was known by anybody, his agent clearly said, and here it is, printed in blue, Barack Obama, the first African-American president of the Harvard Law Review. Of course, we don't know how he got that position either. Did they just give it to him because he was the first African-American that they needed to give it to, or did he earn it? Was he particularly brilliant? Did he write some legal analysis that would have led Harvard Law Review? I would think the same fools who gave the Harvard Law Review to Barack Obama based upon his race also gave the Harvard Law Review to Miss Kagan, another brilliant scholar, another genius that's on the Supreme Court, obviously because of her brilliance, her legal brilliance. So now it turns out the booklet was distributed to business colleagues in 1991. I didn't write it. His agent wrote it. So if you're a diehard liberal and you're listening to the show and you hear today that a literary agent in 1991 printed a brochure about his clients and he boasted that, quote, Barack Obama is the first African-American president of the Harvard Law Review, was born in Kenya and raised in Indonesia and Hawaii. Does this give you pause? Are you now questioning whether or not he's an American citizen? Are you now questioning whether or not he is a natural-born American qualified to be a president? Does this bother you at all, or you not even care? Should we just throw out that constitutional requirement that an individual be a natural-born citizen to be a president? Should we throw that away? Because that's where the left is going to go now.
Nah, who cares? What do I care? He's a great guy. Therefore, whatever he did is fine. I don't care if he works for the communists themselves. You know what I mean? He can work for the communist government of Russia, China. I don't care. He's a great guy. And that's all that matters. Screw those right-wing Republicans.
That's what you're going to hear from them. Okay, so that's the story. What do you think about it? What do you think about the fact that his literary agency confirming that the president of the United States in 1991, they said was born in Kenya? Does it matter to you? Are you now questioning whether Obama was born in America? Here's an old book blurb that lists him as Kenyan-born 20 years before there was ever a controversy on the subject. In other words, they used it to Barack Obama's advantage when it was cool to be African, right?
Absolutely.
Let's analyze this. Why was his literary agent saying he was born in Kenya? Because he thought it had cachet, and it would make people want to buy a book from him. Wow, he's African-American. His father, he's born in Kenya. That's cool. You know, white males need not apply. We want everything ethnic. We want everything non-white, so we'll buy his book. That's why. You think I don't know it? I lived through those terrible years in the literary world. I remember what those fool publishers were doing. They rejected books by white males to publish books by idiots because the idiots look better on a book cover. Don't get me started about what went on in this country and how it's been destroyed over the last 30 years. This man willfully ran and served as president of the United States when he obviously willfully knew he was unqualified to legally run. To me, that's considered not a crime, not a misdemeanor, but a felony. This is a felonious offense if it's true, is it not? Now, here's the question of the hour. How do you think the mainstream media is going to cover up the literary issue, the issue of the literary agency saying that he was born in Kenya? They've done it already. I want to show you how fast the Obama media machine works. This just came out from ABC News, always Bolshevik crap. Born in Kenya, Obama's literary agent misidentified his birthplace in 1991. They've already covered it up. She says that she made a mistake. It just came out already. They've done it already. They're that fast. They're that quick on their feet. And to top it all off, they've attacked Romney for trying to distance himself from the right Obama attack ads. They attacked they attacked Romney, tried to be Mr. Gentleman, wouldn't lift it, and he got beaten up. This guy's unbelievable. But here's ABC's cover-up already. I'm going to read it to you whole. Came out from ABC a minute ago. You're hearing it first in the Savage Nation. You don't even have to wait for tomorrow. ABC covers up Kenya birth of Obama. A possible source of the so-called birther issue, or at least the potential cause of the rumors that have dogged President Obama, has been identified. Obama's former literary agency misidentified his birthplace as Kenya while trying to promote the then Harvard Law grad as an author. According to a promotional booklet produced by the agency Acton and Distel to showcase its roster of writers, Obama was, quote, stated to be born in Kenya and raised in Indonesia and Hawaii. Miriam Goodrich edited the text of the bio. She is now a partner at the Distel and Goodrich agency, which lists Obama as one of its current clients. Quote, listen what she says. This was nothing more than a fact-checking error by me, an agency assistant at the time. Goodrich wrote in an emailed statement to Yahoo News. She said, there was never any information given to us by Obama in any of his correspondence or other communications suggesting anyway that he was born in Kenya, not Hawaii. I hope you can communicate to your readers that this was a simple mistake and nothing more. So it's over. Well, I'll tell you how you really put this to rest. Assuming that Ms. Goodrich, not to be confused with Mr. Goodwrench, assuming that the literary agent, Ms. Goodwrench, is not lying now, there's only one way to prove this. Well, there's another way to prove it, which is for Obama to release his Harvard records. We've got to see his admission materials where he states where he was born. We've got to see when he was initiated as the president of the, or the, whatever they call it, Harvard Law Review, big deal. Shows you what they put out of Harvard today, a big deal. Harvard Law Review, a real genius. But let's say, in order to become enter Harvard, you have to have an admission form, I would think, or have they disavowed admission forms now? I don't know. Maybe they just take you in if you're of a certain particular category, and they just make you a Harvard Law graduate. They can give you the degree when you walk through the door. Nevertheless, let's see his records at Harvard. How hard is that to ask for? Then what, we're going to have the Harvard schmuck get up and say, I misidentified it as Kenya? I was a clerk at the time. I didn't really know where he was born. I put down Kenya. You see, there's no end to this. There's so much at stake that it doesn't matter what you find. It's never going to come out to be true because there is no truth. In the Brave New World that was we were warned about by the great genius George Orwell, war is peace, especially if it's a Democrat war. Remember, Afghanistan was a war when it was Bush as president, Banerjee. Now that we're in Afghanistan and it's Obama's war, war is peace. And as Orwell warned us, in Brave New World, lies are truth and truth are lies. So already they've covered for the Kenya thing, so don't get too excited. It's over already. That's according to Mrs. Goodwrench. Said she was a clerk and made a mistake. Do you believe her, yes or no? Do you believe Mrs. Goodwrench, or do you think that they have pressured her in some way? Or is Ms. Goodwrench a diehard liberal? What do you think is the truth?
Savage.